that's the same one.
No, but at the same time, I stopped him getting sacked. He stopped me getting sacked.
It was your money.
Yeah, fair enough.
Then we can find value.
Yeah.
So